Welcome back to Dark Corners Streaming. We're looking at new to Netflix, Vampires vs. the Bronx, the most audience-baiting title since Snakes on a Plane.
We got vampires in the Bronx.
He's not wrong. It's hard to talk about Vampires vs. the Bronx without talking about other films, partly because it openly references them. I've got time for any film that references Nosferatu director F.W. Murnau, and the image is Vlad the Impaler. But the film also draws on a lot of other stuff, most notably Attack the Block, the film that made a star of John Boyega, and like that film, it goes for a mix of horror and social commentary.
We are going to wipe you out like the vermin you are.
It also has a strong 80s vibe, back when kids saved the world more often.
We got this.
And tonally, it's more comedy than horror.
He's a really bad man.
Of course he is. He's in real estate.
What it's not is subtle. In its themes,
every last one of you could disappear and no one would even notice.
Its imagery,
What's up with that red light?
and most of all in its stock characters.
Don't you talk to me like that, or I'll smack you upside the head.
This is drawn in the broadest of possible strokes. Also, although God knows I am not an expert, its depiction of the Bronx feels pretty broad strokes as well.
What you talking about? We smoked them fools.
Of course, in a film called Vampires vs. the Bronx, I'm not sure subtlety was ever an option, or indeed an aim. But in the characters, at least, it would have been nice to go beyond the deeply cliched central trio.
A massive vampire nest.
It is also, perhaps because it draws on so much else, very predictable. Nothing happens you will not see coming.
You're gonna think I'm crazy?
Try me.
There's some nice shots.
You can come too if you want sometimes. You can come visit.
Of course I will.
And sequences. But there's also some missteps.
The basics. Vampires are undead immortals that survive on the blood of the living.
When Wes Craven did this for Scream, it taught us the rules of the horror movie that would pay off later, but maybe I watched too many vampire films, but I think everyone knows this already.
The afternoon sun can be murder.
I don't want to be overly negative about this. Firstly, because while it's nothing special, it's enough fun.
Thanks. Now let's go kill some suckheads.
Secondly, because I grew up in the 80s, so I saw this movie already, but if you didn't, then why shouldn't you have your own 21st century version? I do feel that this story and that connection between vampires and cultural gentrification would have been more effective if it hadn't been so on the nose.
Bro, ain't nobody gonna care that Slim disappeared?
Why? Because he's a gangbanger?
Nah, homie. Because he's from the Bronx.
And I dearly wish the actors had been given more rounded characters to play with, but as long as you don't go in expecting more than the title, then it's perfectly watchable. It delivers on Vampires vs. the Bronx. Just no more. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Vampires vs. the Bronx, and what are your favourite versus horrors? Let us know in the comments below.